Getting a platinum trophy in video games is usually a great challenge, pure pleasure and long hours of fun, good times and unforgettable experiences. But how it is in reality, and isn't the platinum trophy just a synonym of collecting some Greek statuettes with some maniac in a Hawaiian shirt? We'll see about that today. Enjoy! In order to reach 100% completion in GTA 3, we need to complete all the story missions, as well as the unrequired ones. And here we face the first obstacle, because in GTA 3 we got missions that we may skip without return, and that obviously will prevent us from achieving 100%. So we gotta be careful, especially that there's quite a lot of those missions. The missions for Luigi, Joey Leone, and Kenji. We simply have to remember to complete all the tasks for the Mafia members prior to the last request's mission, which closes Claude's chapter with the Leone Mafia. You know, at some point, Salvatore Leone is scared that he'll get ripped off as it was with CJ in 1992. He's afraid that Claude will turn out to be another Judas. Because of that, he lures him into a trap in the shape of a cheetah rigged with a bomb that would explode as soon as Claude starts the engine. Fortunately, Maria, who was head over heels in love with Claude, warns him about the trap, and Claude manages to avoid death. Anyway, following the last request mission, Claude is in conflict with the Leone Mafia that's even further worsened after he kills Salvatore to prove his loyalty to the Yakuza. What I'm trying to say here is that since Claude had serious beef with the Leone Mafia, it would be strange if he'd still be able to work for its members. Rockstar knew that and prevented that from happening. However, at the same time, they prevented some players from completing some missions, including a few really cool ones for Joey, and of course, from achieving 100%. A similar situation occurs with Kenji's missions, which have to be done prior to the second mission for Donald Love, in which we simply kill Kenji. It'd be a bit awkward if we could complete Kenji's thread while he's dead. We never had any missions for dead men in GTA yet, and this is no exception. So in short, while completing story missions in GTA 3, we have to be careful and save the game often, just in case, so we don't make a mistake that would rule out the possibility of reaching 100%. By the way, another thing that could rule out reaching 100% are the missions that I tend to call public service. You know, taxi, vigilante, etc., etc. In theory, we may do those missions whenever we want. The reality, however, is quite different. See, those missions should be done at the very start, or just as soon as possible, cause in GTA 3, more and more gangs begin to harass Claude as the story goes on. For that reason, from a certain point, the paramedic mission, for instance, becomes almost impossible. Those quests involve driving around the city, and when we're being shot at by 40,000 mafiosos, Rastas, or other gangsters, our vehicle gets trashed in an instant. And okay, in the case of the vigilante mission, it's alright, cause if our police car gets destroyed, we can simply replace it with a new one. However, in the case of an ambulance, we can't just simply replace that. Similarly to the patients inside that just got blown up. Besides, even if the game provided us with a new set of patients, it would still not help, cause the mission is coded in such a way that as soon as we leave an ambulance, the mission gets cancelled. So to summarize, we should complete the taxi missions and the paramedic missions at the beginning. The case is a bit different with the vigilante and firefighter missions, in which we have to get a certain amount of targets at every island. For that reason, it is heavily recommended to complete those tasks right after unlocking a given island, when Claude isn't being harassed in a newly unlocked region. So for example, after we unlock Staunton, no one's trying to kill us. Maybe apart from the Colombians, hence that's the best moment to take care of the vigilante and the firefighter missions. Similarly to when we're at the beginning of the Portland section. Then, neither the Triad nor the Leone Mafia wants to kill us, so that's the best moment to complete those missions. And the same actually applies to rampages that are also required for 100% completion. It's best to complete them ASAP in my opinion, before the hostile gangs improve their arsenal along with the story, as it is with the Leone Mafia for instance. You know, we've got for example a rampage in Portland, in which we have to kill 20 mafiosos with an AK in 2 minutes. Now, obviously it makes it easier if we're asked to kill guys with just 9s rather than with shotguns that not only take a lot of damage, but they also stun Claude, cause each time he gets shot from a shotgun, he ends up on the ground. Then we've got the off-road missions, which do require a bit of focus and thinking, as well as decent driving skills, but in general, they're really cool. Only occasionally we get checkpoints that are placed in awkward locations, and it's easy to fail on those. However, it's not that hard to learn the right pattern and practice those tough checkpoints in order to eventually pass the off-road missions without a bigger problem. Another 100% requirement are the RC missions, in which we're blowing up gangsters with the use of remote-controlled toys similar to those from Zero and GTA San Andreas. I never got too excited about those missions, but they're not too hard or frustrating, so I just treat them as a filler that's cool to complete in order to take a break from more demanding quests. Going further, Rockstar, for a Platinum Trophy, requires the Import-Export mission from us. I don't know about you, but for me, it's always been a lot of fun, especially in GTA Vice City, but we'll talk about why some other time. Either way, I like those missions because you can do them along the way. What's more, you get extra paper for it, so the whole thing is really satisfying. Cause you go around the city, steal some random car, you get in, and you realize that this model was actually requested by the Import-Export mission. You deliver it to the garage and get a paycheck. Moreover, later we can summon any of those required models at any time, but that's only after completing the full list. And in GTA 3, we've got something that, in my opinion, is lacking in GTA Vice City or GTA San Andreas. So the Import-Export mission, but for emergency vehicles. It can prove difficult to get an FBI Kuruma or a tank. A tip from me: to avoid dealing with the army, just complete the story first, and then the tank will spawn at Phil's place. And at the end, we'll talk about unique stunt jumps and hidden packages. And with that, it depends on the individual. For someone it will be boring and an unnecessary waste of time, but for others it'll be something more. Something to explore the city deeper while listening to music in the background. Explore some alleyways and other shady spots that we'd never visit while just playing the story. Additionally, for collecting the packages, we get a useful reward in the shape of the improved arsenal that appears at our safe houses. So everything seems cool. It turns out that 100% completion in GTA 3 is really good, but there are a few things that need to be said. The biggest problem with completing GTA 3 100% is the fact that there's no reward for that. The rewards come with specific missions that are required for a Platinum Trophy. Weapons for collecting the packages, police bribes for the Vigilante mission, Infinite Sprint for the Paramedic mission, Borgnine Taxi for the taxi missions, or the cars for the Import-Export mission. The story could be done even in about 5 hours, and everything else should take around 35. What I'm saying is that it would be great if a player got uniquely rewarded for all this effort. Something that would motivate even a weekend player to get a Platinum Trophy. We, as big fans, will reach 100%, and we'll be excited about it regardless of the reward. But for an average player, 40 hours of game time, especially filled with many mediocre and monotonous tasks, such as the hidden packages or those taxi or paramedic missions, is not a great deal. Especially if we don't get anything in exchange. For someone who plays GTA a lot, it won't be a hassle. Plus, they're used to all these monotonous quests such as the paramedic or the firefighter missions, which additionally, due to all the gangs, can prove to be irritating. So basically, there's no point really in the Platinum Trophy in GTA 3. However, it's not always about the reward. See, in my opinion, 100% completion is the best way to consume this game. Cause let's be real, the story in GTA 3 is far from a masterpiece. It can get very monotonous. It has its inconsistencies and some threads are a bit incomplete. And it's not too long either. And the side missions are something that really allow us to get immersed into this dark atmosphere and look for elements that will allow us to experience this game from a whole new perspective. Let me know if you ever get a Platinum Trophy on GTA 3 and what you liked about it, as well as what you didn't. Now, I recommend you to watch a video about the downfall of Sonny Forelli. Meanwhile, I'm saying goodbye, take care, and see you soon.